सलाम, नमस्ते, सत श्री अकाल, आदाब और याली मदद दोस्तों। आप सुन रहे हैं सलाम नमस्ते कनाडा के स्टूडियो से अकबर हिराहो को। दोस्तों, आज का पॉडकास्ट मैं स्टार्ट करूं इससे पहले आई वुड लाइक टू थैंक ऑल माय व्यूअर्स एंड लिसनर्स फॉर देयर वंडरफुल रिस्पांस एंड फीडबैक इन द लास्ट टू एपिसोड ऑफ सलाम नमस्ते कनाडा विद अकबर। आप लोगों के जो फीडबैक हमें मिले हैं वो बहुत ज़्यादा इंकरेजिंग है, बहुत ज़्यादा पॉजिटिव हैं और उससे हमें पता चलता है कि हम कहाँ पे इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं। एक कमेंट जो बार-बार हमें मिला है और उसके मैसेजेस भी मुझे पर्सनली आए हैं, वो मेरे नॉवेल रिहानिया के हवाले से है कि वेयर डू यू फाइंड रिहानिया बिकॉज़ पीपल लाइक टू परचेज़ इट, सो यू कैन परचेज़ रिहानिया ऑन अमेज़न। वहाँ से आप हार्ड कवर बुक, पेपरबैक और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक बुक परचेज़ कर सकते हो। उसका लिंक हमने इस वीडियो की डिस्क्रिप्शन में भी दिया है आप लोगों के लिए। सो प्लीज़ चेक इट आउट एंड शेयर योर फीडबैक विद अस। दोस्तों, आज का जो टॉपिक है पॉडकास्ट का वो थोड़ा-सा यूनिक है इन अ वे कि इस हवाले से बहुत ज़्यादा बातचीत होती रही है, जो कि लॉ ऑफ अट्रैक्शन और मैनिफेस्टेशन के हवाले से है। लेकिन अभी भी बहुत सारे लोगों के दरमियान लोगों के अंदर इसके हवाले से बहुत सारे गलत मिसकंसेप्शंस हैं, आप कह सकते हो इसको। तो आज हमने जिसे दावत दी है वो स्पेशली इस मीडियम के अंदर वर्क करती हैं और इसके वर्कशॉप्स करती हैं। शी इज़ अ साइकिक मीडियम एंड मैनिफेस्टेशन कोच। सो लेट मी इंट्रोड्यूस यू टू निकोल। निकोल, वेलकम टू द शो।
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Welcome, everyone.
Wonderful. So, Nicole, why don't we begin with the basic question? Okay. How would you define manifestation to someone who is completely new to the concept?
So, the definition of manifestation is bringing your goals and your desires into your reality through the process of focused thoughts and feelings. But my personal definition of that, doing this work, is really also understanding that we have our energy field. And to me, manifestation is basically when the match between my energy field occurs with another, like an object or a person or a
100%.
situation energy field. Yes. And one thing I would like to say also, that I really see life as an energetic game. So how can you need to understand the energetic rules of life for you to really succeed in life. Otherwise you're going to struggle, right? So understanding how you're drawing all the experiences into your life is really important, that your thoughts and your feelings, they do actually matter.
Right, right. So tell me something about, or tell us about, like what led you into the work of manifestation and energy related work.
I come from Poland, so I have a Catholic background. I was brought up Catholic, and
Nice.
I also have a lot of, like, I had a lot extensive science background. I used to be in biomed. I wanted to become a medical doctor, and so I really believed in science, and I really was very skeptical when it came to the concept of manifestation or spirituality. I was very science focused. And at 21, though, after moving to Canada, I got very sick and I visited so many doctors and nobody was able to help me. And at that point, I went back to Poland and I saw a medical doctor, and she actually told me, you need to help yourself. You should look into those alternative ways of healing yourself, and that led me to spirituality and manifestation. And so I started with small things such as manifesting a cup of coffee, or manifesting something being on sale, just very small things. And I realized, like, it actually works, right? Yeah. So that's how it all started for me, because I was very skeptical. So I can really connect to people who
Yeah.
are very skeptical as well.
This is wonderful, Nicole. I think like a lot of audience or the listeners who are listening at the moment or viewers who are watching us right now can relate to this story because when something bad happens in our life, right, that's actually the time of, calling, right? To look at like holistically, like we are not just a physical being, we are also like a spiritual being. This is really interesting. Can you tell me, because there are actually a lot of talks about law of attraction, right? Um, what's your take on it?
So the first thing, it is a real thing. It's just as real as the law of gravity. So you don't actually have to know about its existence, the existence of law of attraction, but it's still going to be affecting you. So just like a little child goes to school and let's say they don't know about the law of gravity, they don't know physics, but if they drop an object, it falls. So you don't need to know about it, it's still affecting you, which is what I'm talking about when I talk about those energetic rules of life. Like whether you notice or you don't notice, it's like still going to affect you. So my personal thing is like, I don't like the term law of attraction because it kind of implies bringing something into your life. I like to call it an energy match. So there is
Right.
always this energy field that you have, your body has, and then each experience, object, and of another person, everyone has that energy field. And what happens is the manifestation occurs when the energy match occurs. So I like to call it the energy match rather than the law of attraction. Some people call it law of creation. But yeah,
Mhm.
I just like to look at it that way because it's physics, really. And I have a science background, so I needed to understand the physics behind it.
That's amazing, Nicole. Like, I really like the way you actually relate like science with the spirituality, right? And it is all interrelated. Like some people actually, science has nothing to do with the spirituality. And here we are, like you are connecting both these things, right? Uh, what do you say, like, are the common misconception about manifestation and law of attraction that people have?
So, the most common and very important misconception that I hear from people who call themselves skeptics would be that you do something and then it happens. Okay. So, in a way, it is true,
Yeah.
but there's more to it.
Mm.
You need to look at it like kind of in depth. Okay. So, because then they would say, and then they would dismiss law of attraction. They'll be like, oh, this is not real because I just thought about it and then it didn't happen. Well, the thing is, so this is the most common misconception. And I also feel there was this movie that came out in 2006, this Secret. I feel like everyone has heard about it. Okay, so my first reaction when I saw that movie was like, my friend was showing it to me and I was like, turn it off. Like, I don't believe in this. Okay, like this makes no sense. Okay, and so that's how I was really. So I was very skeptical. So I really understand when I have clients and they tell me, like, I don't believe in this. I'm like, I totally understand this. So the reason why people would dismiss it is because even that movie, The Secret, it's good. It
Yeah.
made that concept popular and known to people of the law of attraction. But
Yeah.
problem is, it just scratched the surface on that subject. It didn't go in
Okay.
depth. For people who are analytical, they would say like they would just dismiss it, just like me back then. I just dismissed it because I was like, this, like, I thought of this. Where is it? Right. So,
You know,
so it is. You need to understand that we were not born yesterday. Most of us, like people watching this podcast, were not. We come in already as adults. Like we come into this idea of manifestation, this concept, with a whole bunch of limiting beliefs, with a whole bunch of things
right.
that we have learned over time that we were taught by our parents, by society. And I mean, they didn't know any better. So that's what they're teaching us, right? So
Right.
you have a whole bunch of limiting beliefs. So if you have a limiting belief, like let's say money is hard to acquire, and then you're trying to say you're manifesting, okay, I'm wealthy. What happens is your belief actually contradicts your desire, and this is why it cannot happen. So for kids, it's a lot easier
Interesting.
to manifest. Yeah, so for kids, it's really easy because kids, they believe you tell them, oh, there's fairies, and they're like, oh, there's angels, and they're like, okay, oh, you can win the lottery. The child can do it. But adults, we have all these stories that we were told, and we've been telling ourselves also because we're just repeating what other people told us. And then we just don't believe. So what happens is you flow energy one way to manifest something, and then you flow the energy contradictory to this desire that you have, because you have all these stories that you've been telling yourself, all these beliefs that you have, and beliefs are just thoughts that you keep thinking. So that's why they can be shifted, which is what I do in my classes, do with my students. So, but they are very strong. So they have a strong attraction power. Beliefs have stronger action power, they're just single thoughts. So let's say you're thinking 100 times a day that you're broke, but you said your affirmation that you're wealthy 5 times a day, but 100 times a day you're saying like I'm broke, right? So what's gonna win out? Like the one that you're broke is gonna win out.
Definitely. Yeah.
You've been saying this or you just believe it, so it's like so strong in you now. It's just you don't even think about it. You just know that, yeah, it's hard, this is hard to do. Artists can't make money, like podcast is hard to grow, for example, all these things that we tell. So the common misconception is that people don't go, they believe that you think of something and then it happens, and they don't go in depth enough to understand. If they actually understand this concept in depth, they will see this is a real thing and it's working.
That's amazing, Nicole. I really like the way you actually put, we are a sum total of all this, our parents' education, school education, our elders have told us, our circumstances, friends have taught us, right? And undoing all this, it's difficult. It takes time, right? So tell me about how do our thoughts and emotions affect our energetic field?
So I just want to say one more thing to something to your point there before I answer your question. When you
Sure.
say undoing those things we were taught by the society or our parents is difficult, that is our belief as well. So it doesn't have
True.
to be difficult. It doesn't have to be difficult. But as long as you
Mhm.
think it's difficult, it's going to be difficult. So I
Yeah.
actually people because I teach this for since 2017. So basically with my students, I just tell them, okay, like we can just switch some things in your mind, and the mind is lazy, so it will follow the easiest neural kind of pathway that you have there already. So if you keep saying the same
Totally.
thing, it will jump on to the same thoughts that you're like, whatever you think very often, that's what's going to be easy for you to come back to. So we can actually rewire your thinking and your beliefs,
Mhm.
and it does not have to be hard. It just takes a bit of more attention, and like just to paying attention to what is it that you're thinking and what is it that you're saying to yourself, and you can totally undo it. And it's not, if you've been building all these limiting beliefs for 30, 40 years, it's not going to take 30, 40 years to, it will probably take, I don't know, it depends, but could be, I don't know, could be a month or something. Like you can absolutely,
Depending on the person,
yes, but you can absolutely do
okay.
it because I've done this. Yes. Anyway, sorry, I just thought I will touch on that.
So
So
that's great. Yeah.
going to your question, you were asking about thoughts and feelings.
Emotions, how that actually affect the energetic field around us.
Yes. So there are different aspects to our energetic field, and thoughts and feelings are some of those aspects. Our physicality affected as well. Our surroundings affected as well. Um, and by thought and feelings, it's almost like as you they have frequencies, right? So thoughts have frequencies and feelings have frequencies. And so
Right.
when you're at higher frequencies, you manifest like good outcomes. If you're on the lower frequencies, so lower feelings, more negative feelings, you're manifesting negative outcomes. So uh,
Mhm.
your electromagnetic field, which is, I just sometimes say in short, energy field, is made up of thoughts, which are electric signals, and then emotions, which are, or feelings, which are magnetic signals. So that's therefore electromagnetic field. But there's also like the aspect of physicality, and there is the aspect of like other energies that you're surrounded with, like, your furniture. And objects around you and people around you, we all have different energy. So it will affect all of this will affect your field too. But yeah, thoughts
Yeah.
and feelings, they definitely affect your field in a great way. So you can really do a lot just by doing the mental work. You can shift your field into like a positive or negative, hopefully positive, more
Right.
higher frequency field.
So just to elaborate for our viewers and listeners that just by changing your feeling. So at this point in time, let's say if I am feeling sad, right? Just by changing that feeling of to happiness, right? I can change my outlook. I can
Yes,
attract more positive energy. That's so
exactly.
fascinating. Interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Nicole, let me tell you, I do personally journaling. Okay. And there is like a lot of people like who are in your field. They are suggesting that journaling is actually very important. Affirmation is actually very important. Even the visualization techniques, right, are important. So tell me how important, in your opinion, as an expert, this activities or techniques are in the manifestation process.
So these are tools which are describing journaling,
Mm.
visualization, affirmations. I also teach like different types of processes too. And those are tools.
Okay.
So to me, it doesn't matter what tools you're using. I would say tools
Mhm.
are optional, but whatever it is that you really, I would say what you enjoy doing, like it should not be a chore, okay? Because you're going on to
Right.
that low frequency if it's a chore, right? So
Yeah.
I would say as long as you enjoy it, use whatever tools you want. But in the end, it is about the way you feel because it is about like energy match. So, right, if you're trying to manifest something, like if you're just like saying something, but you're not shifting your frequency into more positive,
Mhm.
it's not really serving its purpose. So it doesn't matter how you get there to shift your frequency, as long as you get there. So there's so many different tools, but I would say I don't journal personally. I meditate
Okay.
personally, and like we can talk about that. But I do teach processes to shift frequency into higher ones. Sometimes it's not so easy to go from when you said, for example, you're sad and now you want to be happy. Well, if you, let's say someone upsets you, and then I tell you, please appreciate this person, like, are you going to be able to do it?
Right.
Not really, because the gap
Hmm.
is big between where you are or where you want to be. So there are certain tools
True.
that teach to get you there. So you slowly move up the emotional guidance scale, which is something that I'm also using, which is basically just a scale of different emotions, of like
Hmm.
higher and lower. Yeah. So those are just goals. So whatever works for you, whatever makes you feel good, that
Right.
I'm good with that. Yeah.
That's amazing. Like Nicole, you particularly mentioned meditation. Do you like to go a little deeper on that technique? What
Sure.
you do like during the meditation process?
Mhm. So if I were to say one thing that somebody
Hmm.
can do to manifest better,
Hmm.
to heal any situation, to heal physically, to develop their intuition, is to meditate
Hmm.
daily if they can.
Interesting.
So I will tell you what it is because a lot of the times, I mean, most of the times when someone comes to me and they're just new to spiritual stuff, they tell me, Nicole, I can't meditate. It's like I hear this 99% of the time. And it's not about them not knowing or that they're not able to do it. They are able to do it. It's just they don't know how to do it. So the goal of meditation is to stop
Yeah.
the thought. Okay. So our mind, if you don't give it a job, it's just gonna run wild. Okay. As I said, like the mind is
Right.
lazy. So whatever you're thinking often, it will go back
Yeah.
to that. So you can start thinking often on purpose, different type of things. For example, thoughts that are more positive. Then the mind will get used to it, and it's going to start. It will be easy for you to think positive. So,
Hmm.
um, going back to meditation. So a lot of people they tell me, oh, I listen to meditation music, and then I like think, but they think about like their day or what they have to do. That's not
Right.
meditation. That's why it's not working. So meditation, the goal of meditation is to stop the thought. And I have my own kind of technique that I came up with that I would say it's
Hmm.
like almost bulletproof. I mean, it pretty much works. Everyone, it works on everyone that I talk to, but it might take a few times to practice. So you can listen to whatever you want. Maybe it could be just like the AC running in the background if it's loud. Could be meditation music. Could be
Right.
could be a dryer. Anything, and just any type of sound that is kind of like boring and consistent. And what you want to do is you want to close your eyes and you want to be breathing deeply. So you're taking deep breaths, exhaling, inhaling, and then you want to be counting your breaths. And as your eyes are
Hmm.
closed, you want to be counting your breaths and you want to be seeing, let's say breathe in once and you see number 1 and then you give it a color. And then you take another deep breath. So your eyes are closed. You take another deep breath and then you see number 2 and you give it a color. Then you take a third breath. And then again, you see number 3, you give it a color. So what it does is that your mind is so busy doing so many things because you're giving it so many tasks that it's not going to be thinking, oh, I gotta go grocery shopping. I have to pick up my kids, right? Because you're really taking care of a lot of different senses because your eyes are closed, you're listening to something, you're looking at something, and on top of that, you're breathing. So that is how you can really learn to meditate. That is my favorite way to teach people. And then if you have a thought that's going to come to your mind and your thought will be like, okay, I gotta go pick up the kids soon. You push that away. You just say like, okay, I'm pushing this away. And you're like, I'm going back to breathing and counting. So anytime it would come, you just go back to it. And then what might happen, you might start experiencing a sensation like numbness. Some people describe it, they feel like they're flying. Some people, they feel like they leave their body. Like there's different types of sensation. You're going to know when you're there because it's going to feel different. And what it does, meditation, it actually resets your frequency. So once you come out of meditation, if you do it correctly, you come out on a high frequency. So it is a very powerful method. This is my favorite thing, really. And it's probably one of the best skills that I learned in my life. Like overall, after like doing university and all of that, I think this is the most useful thing, one of the most useful things I've ever learned. Yeah.
That's amazing. Like, because I do meditate as well, and that's actually keeping me like really interested in this kind of topic. And I'm pretty sure like the listeners right now or viewers right now can relate this, like, because a lot of people nowadays meditate to control their thoughts, right? And as you said, like, it's somebody like, I think like it was in a movie Secret, like there are about 26,000 thoughts every single day coming to a human mind, and controlling those thoughts, it's difficult. It's extremely difficult. So thanks for sharing that technique. uh, do you believe in divine timing?
Absolutely. I don't just
Okay.
I just know it's a real thing because I work with angels, like I'm a medium. So what um what I would say is that we all have sort of like a life path that we follow. That is actually the way the angels explained it to me. There's a life path. So you cannot decide on when in your life you're going to, for example, meet a certain person or you're going to change your job. So we all have this like path that we follow, and um, everything is happening exactly when it's supposed to happen. Okay, so I would say I also like to talk about kind of manifestation versus destiny or like divine timing because people are like, oh, you're saying manifest anything you want, but then it's predestined. So that was my question too. So the way the angels explained it to me, they said, well, it is in your life path. So there is this divine timing. It is in your life path that, let's say, at the age of 35, you start wanting to manifest something. And then you're going to use this technique, I say journaling, and then whether you're going to manifest it or not, it's already in your life path. So it's almost like your ideas and what you want to manifest, it's predestined, and whether it's going to happen this way or it's going to happen another way. So that's the link between it, because a lot of people are like, oh, is there destiny or can I just have anything I want, right? Yeah.
That's amazing, Nicole. Can you also shed some light on how can somebody be patient during the process of manifestation? You know, a lot of people actually start the process, and because they were impatient in the process, they give up. So, how can they stay focused and keep their patience during the manifestation?
hmm So I feel the first thing I have to say is that it doesn't have to take long. Okay, this whole manifestation thing does not have to take long. I've manifested things within minutes, within hours. And one thing I guess maybe I should add to meditation. Another thing I do. So meditation is one of my favorite practices when it comes to manifestation. The other one is shifting limiting beliefs, looking at what is it that you believe Because that is very often what it's like, almost always it's what's blocking you. So you might have beliefs about yourself, about other people, and about the world. So you may believe that the economy is like this, therefore you cannot have this type of job, or
That's
oh,
pulling you back. Right.
yes, yes, or
Yeah.
like, yes. So my favorite ways to, I guess, manifest is to look at those beliefs and shift them. And I teach that in my workshops. And another one is like meditation. So those are the two things. And so, how do we stay
Yeah.
patient? I would say you don't need to be patient. That's the first thing, because it does not have to take long. If someone's going to tell you this takes long, no, it doesn't have to. But it is about the work that you put in, like the self work, looking at yourself, looking at what you believe about the world, yourself,
Right.
other people, situations, and shifting that. And when that is shifted, right
Yeah.
away, your manifestation is going to occur. So that's one thing. But one thing I also like to say to people is like, how do you stay patient? I would say you don't need to stay patient. But if you really want to, the answer to your question, I would say just understand that everything is in a queue. Like it's coming, right?
Very nice.
Yeah. And how can you really understand and believe that it's coming is that if you look at your life, let's say 15, 20 years ago, and you look at your life right now, do you have what you wanted 15 or 20 years
Yeah.
ago? Most likely, yes.
Right.
A lot of the things they are here, but it took you some time to shift your beliefs. Like maybe you had to meet someone, maybe someone had to tell you to like believe in yourself, maybe that someone at work might have to tell you like you're really good at what you're doing. You had to, it's almost like you had to earn sometimes, like certain, sometimes I don't want to even say that, but maybe earn your worth, you know, because a lot of people have
Sure.
problems like they feel unworthy. It's a very common limiting beliefs that I work with a lot with people. So look back at your life and look at your life right now and what you wanted back then. Like you have what you wanted before, so it's coming, like it's in a queue. So just understanding that everything happens exactly when it's supposed to happen, like in divine timing. And then the only
Right.
thing you can do is work on yourself and develop spiritually. And that's what's going to kind of speed up that process in a way, because once you shift all these limiting beliefs and stuff, that is when you'll be able to have what you want, because you have to feel deserving of what you want. Very important.
That's very important, like Nicole. Like I think like the analogy you gave, like about the queue, it's perfect. It's amazing. And I think it is a lot depend on the people, as you mentioned that, right? How much work they put in order to change the outlook of their life and making it like more fulfilling, right? So that's very interesting. Now I want to actually shift gears and want to ask you about the workshops that you offer. Okay, could you please tell us a little bit about those workshops and what one can expect from them?
So, the main goal for me is to help people not to struggle and understand the energetic game of life, that nothing comes to your life without an invitation. So, you're drawing your experiences with your thoughts and your feelings into your life, okay? You can't control it. There's so much we can do that we can control. So, my biggest thing is, first of all, to wake people up to how everything works, make them understand how the universe works, make them understand that a lot of things they were taught growing up are just plain lies, like work hard, this, like, that's not even true, okay? It's all energy. So and it doesn't work if you look beyond, like if you really look deeper, because I have a business background too, like I'm in finance as well. So I've seen people working hard, and it's not the people who work the hardest that are the most successful. Like we all know this, but we are being fed a lot of lies. So in my workshops, I do a lot of changing people's mindset, rewiring their brains, looking at they rewire their brain themselves by like with the exercises and the practice that we cannot do in classes. So we do. I have a spiritual approach to certain psychological concepts as well that I teach. So I look at everything holistically and spiritually, but we do a lot of work that's also psychological and that helps people manifest things. I help people also align with their life purpose so they don't hate their jobs. They actually end up doing something that they love.
Right.
They I don't know, they have sometimes they have relationship like struggles, and then so they can understand how these things come into their lives, how it all happens, so they can shift it. So I think it's very empowering. And I would say my workshops are focused on manifestation, spirituality, psychology. I do have some psychologists that come to my classes as well. And
Yes.
then, yes, and then I also, with all this, what's going to happen, you're going to develop your intuition too. So we definitely discuss
Intuition.
the intuition development, which everybody has intuition. Okay. Everyone,
Wonderful.
it's a bit
Yes.
psychic. We just don't listen to it sometimes.
That's amazing. All the things like Nicole you have shared with us, these are very interesting concepts. And especially nowadays, like when the world is going through a lot of trials and tribulation and turmoils, wars, right? Is staying positive. And if somebody can actually coach you, help you to be more positive, I think it's a blessing, right? So, as we are actually coming very close to our podcast finishing line, right? I want to ask you this question because I'm asking this question to all my guests. What is the impact that you want to leave behind? Or let's say, what is your mission in life?
So, my mission is waking people up, kind of like I mentioned here, because I'm able to also provide them with evidence how everything works. Because I always tell them, don't listen to me, just try it for yourself, please. So, when someone tells me, oh, I do this because you tell me, I'm like, no, I want you to prove to yourself that everything I'm teaching you is working. And they do.
Right.
They do realize that. But I think my also big mission is that I really want to teach people that they have to have enough courage and also they have to love themselves enough to follow what they really love to do. So I enjoy teaching and I enjoy my work as a psychic medium. I was born like that. I was very skeptical, as I said, because I was kind of brought up in that culture. I was very skeptical, but I've always been receiving messages that I've been ignoring because I think some people might be like, "Oh, she said she was skeptical and she's a psychic medium." You're kind of born this way. It's like a singing voice. Some people sound like Adele, right? And other people sound like they're not very good. But everyone can train their voice too to sound better. Same thing with intuition. You might not have a very strong intuition coming in to earth, right? But you can always train it. So I believe it's about what I want to teach people mostly is to love themselves enough to follow what they love to do. Because every person has special gifts and talents, even if some people tell Nicole, I don't know what to do. Like, no, everyone has something special about them that they're very good at. And I tell them that they're like, oh, do I know this? I'm like, well, ask your friends, what is it that you are way better, that they admire in you, or that you are way better at at this better than they are. Like your friends, you will not see that. You might not see that you're good at something, but your friends, because they don't have the same talent and gift, and they are struggling, they will see it. So maybe you're a great communicator, maybe you're a good teacher, maybe you're an amazing mom, maybe you are very crafty, maybe you just understand how things are built. So I really know this. I don't even believe this. I know that we should follow it. So we need to love ourselves enough and have the courage to follow that because it requires saying no to people. It requires not listening to maybe the society or the people to follow what you love to do. And it's always worth it. So that's what I enjoy teaching people. And I just see so many like transformations. It's very satisfying to me personally.
That's wonderful, Nicole. In this small session, like just short podcast, I personally feel like I have learned a lot today, right? So thank you very much, Nicole, for coming to the show, and we wish you all the very best in the work that what you are doing. I think this is transformational, and keep doing all this good work. So, any final words you would like to share with our viewers or listeners?
I would probably just say believe in yourself and follow your passion. Even if it's not making you money right now and someone's telling you can't do it, I would just say do it anyway. If it makes you happy, it means it aligns with your soul's purpose and it's going to be always worth it at the end. So that's just, and try to love yourself, work on your limiting beliefs. This is what I would just say. That's extremely important, helpful, and yeah, that's all. Thank you so much for having me.
It's our pleasure, and thank you for coming to the show. As I said earlier, Nicole, this is quite enriching, and I think like we all have learned a lot from you. सो गाइस लाइक अगर आपको निकॉल के सेशंस अटेंड करने हैं उसकी डिटेल उनकी वेबसाइट हम लोगों ने इस वीडियो के लिंक के अंदर डिस्क्रिप्शन में प्रोवाइड की है सो प्लीज़ चेक इट आउट enroll for her sessions and just within like half an hour you have learned so much so just imagine like आप पूरे सेशन में कितना लर्न करोगे इनसे ठीक है एक चीज़ जो मैं अपने तमाम लिसनर्स को कहना चाहूँगा जो हमने आज डिस्कस किया remember this, take ownership of your life. Until and unless you change, nothing is going to change. Okay? So keep this thing in mind. Okay? Take complete ownership of your life. Okay? And do what you love to do. So इसी मैसेज के साथ आज के इस पॉडकास्ट को फिनिश करते हैं इंशाल्लाह जिंदगी रही तो फिर मिलेंगे खुदा हाफिज सलाम नमस्ते कनाडा ठीक है